this. Okay, so let's start with me. I'm Emily Lee. I know. It used to be Emily Gustafson, which makes a little bit more sense. But anyways, so Lee's my married name. So many E's. 5 E's. 5 out of 9 E's. That's pretty good. So, but anyways, Emily Lee. So I'm Emily. Jumping in for Claude. I have no idea what you guys have done or what you know so far, or even really what you're supposed to be learning in the future. So today I'm just gonna like kind of get information from you. See, you guys have a course outline. That's awesome. I might steal one later. Steal a copy. They're working on, thank you. Perfect. Okay, I'll steal it after class. It's okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll just steal a copy. They're working on getting me access to Moodle, so I haven't seen anything. I'm just kind of, but you guys have had how many lectures already?
Yeah,
This is the third one? Okay. But then, and then, yeah, the first one, yeah, I heard something about that. And then, so you've had just one class and one lab. Oh, labs last week.
We actually had 2 lectures and 1 lab.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
2 lectures and 1 lab, and we are doing separate.
Oh, great.
We have classes on Monday.
Okay. Yeah, because it just fit on my schedule because I've got an hour. So I've got labs all morning. So like Stat 121 labs in the morning, 1, 2, and then you guys, and then I go straight to pre-calculus. What a weird day. But anyway, so it just fit in. So and stats is my jam. So I guess it kind of makes sense, right? I will be honest with you guys though, it has been a while since I did this stuff. So I'm gonna have to be studying as much as you guys. I did do my master's in statistics, so don't worry, it'll all come back. But recently I've just been teaching kind of Stat 121, which is the very elementary business stats. And I think you guys took Stat 230, right? So that's kind of where I've been working lately. So, but let's talk about just kind of like where I am. My office is just downstairs in C104. And so my office is C104. And my email is elee@okanagan. .bc.ca. Oops. Okanagan.bc.ca. Typical setup. I'll also give you my cell number because if you're working on something, I just find it's easier if you can just text me a picture or whatever. Or if you're working on the lab, right, then maybe it's easier to just email me the lab so I can open it on my laptop and things like that. But I do want you to, I want you to work on problems, but if you feel like, oh man, I've really like worked on this problem and I just cannot seem to get it, right? Then just shoot me a text and say, hey, this is what I've done so far. Does this look like I'm on the right track, or what do you see? And so often I'll be able to just kind of do something, send you a picture back, right? And so I just find that that's a lot quicker. So that you're not waiting to ask me questions. I want you to just ask questions right away. And after you feel like you've worked on it for a little bit. And so my cell is 250-864-8386. And so, so you can text me or, well, you could call me, but it's kind of weird. I don't know. I'm like, who's this? I don't know. Unless I've got your name saved, then it's fine. But yeah, so I do have office hours, but I do have office hours, but I'm here almost all of the time anyways. So if I'm in my office, you can just ask me a question, right? So, or even if you're, you know, working in the library or wherever you're working, then, and you don't want to make the trek to see if I'm here, then just text me and say, hey, are you at school right now? Yes or no, right? So, and then you can just kind of stop by. So my office hours are Mondays and Wednesdays. So, and it'll be just right after class, Mondays and Wednesdays. After class ends at 11, right? 11 to 1. So I just pick random times, and usually that doesn't work for people. So, but like I said, I'm here all the time anyways. All right. So, okay. So office hours or stop by anytime. Woohoo. And you guys are such a small group that if you're working together and you're saying, hey, let's see if she's around, then I've had groups text me and be like, hey, can you come to the library and tell us, like, and show us something? Yeah, sure, got it. Walk over there. It's no big deal. Okay. So, okay. So, like I said, I don't really know what's going on here. And so, can you guys tell me what you've covered so far? You said simple regression, which is probably a bit of a review from last term, right? Cool, nice.
We have gone through the transitions for
Okay. And so have you done any hypothesis testing for the slope or the correlation?
yes, it's
Sort of?
the previous.
In 230, but not this class. Okay. I know it's a little bit tricky for me.
And it just started with transformation.
Oh,
So that
okay.
was the topic that he was going to start.
Oh, and once I was gonna, do you guys have a textbook for this course? Or, oh, you do?
That's two.
Yeah.
Nice.
I haven't even opened it.
And you bought it?
Yeah. But it's a cheap one.
How much?
Yeah, how much 100?
120. Not 30.
That's cheap.
No,
That is the cheap.
no, I mean, that's the cheap one.
This one?
The other one is 170.
No.
The other one is 170.
Man, textbooks suck.
Oh.
Well, I mean, they're good, but they're so expensive.
But he said
He
He said.
let them come.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
That's right.
Yeah. As long as the wrapper is on, you can still return it.
Yeah, that's why it happened.
I know. We can all just look at it. Ooh, looks good though.
But I you need to open
I do not need to open your copy. No.
it. Okay.
No, I just wanted to see which one it was. Okay, nice. Okay, how about for the labs? What are you guys doing in the labs?
Oh, we just had one.
Are you using
R.
Perfect. Good. Glad to hear it. Kind of assumed actually. Are in our studio, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Great. So you have 1 lab, 2 classes. I feel like I can get up to speed. Obviously, probably not today. But I know, what a waste of time. But we have to do this. All right. This is a note for myself, not for you guys, but the textbook. So what I'll do is, I guess I can show you guys around how I do things. The textbook was called Stat 2. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Cool. Cool. So how I run my classes is everything I write here, I just save as a PDF and I'll post it on Moodle after class, right? And so, because a lot of the time, I find that students get so caught up in trying to write down exactly what I'm saying and so it doesn't get lost forever, right? And so I don't find that that's a very good way to learn a lot of the time, right? Writing things down is a good way to learn, right? But not when it's rushed and you're just blindly copying, right? And so sometimes I find that, or students tell me that, oh, I just really appreciated that because I was able to just sit back, listen, and kind of, absorb it first, and then go home and maybe copy out those notes again. Another thing that I do is I host my lectures in Zoom. Have you guys used Zoom before? Yeah? Basically like a Skype or what are some online meeting rooms? It's just an online meeting room. And so, yeah, there's another common one that I've used. But anyways, Zoom, it's just an online meeting room. And so if for some reason you can't make it to class, but you still want to join in during class time, right, I'll be in the Zoom room. And so what's going on here is this little guy, I mean, he could be anywhere, but I only have him here so that he can project to the screen, right? So this could just as well be your phone, and it will make you download the app, the Zoom app, but you don't have to sign up for an account or anything. So what it'll look like is, I'll show you here. Oh, I guess I have to leave this meeting first. Leave the meeting. And it'll just look like this. So this one's not signed in. So you should just be able to click join a meeting. And then our meeting ID, I'll post on Moodle once I have access, is just my cell phone number. Right? Easy for me to remember, not as easy for you to remember, right? But if you can hunt down my cell phone number, 250-864-8386, and then you can change your name. In some of my my first year courses, I have people signing in with my name because they haven't understood that they change it to whatever your name is, but it doesn't matter. And then you hit join, and then you'll just be here, right? And so I share my screen, and hey. And so here's where we are. During class, I do record these lectures, right? And so at the beginning of class, I hit record, and I always kind of worry about forgetting to record my lectures. But so it'll record everything that's on the screen, so whatever shows up on the screen and my voice, right? And so, and then I post those on YouTube. Show you guys around here. YouTube, let's see if it takes me, should just take me to the first page. So if you just search for Emily Lee, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one there. It'll suggest someone way more famous than me, but there I am, right? And so 52 subscribers is pretty good. Going to the top. No, but they're pretty boring videos, right? But at least if you miss the class, then they'll just come up kind of most recent, and you can search through the videos. And so as long as you keep track of which day you missed, right? because it will be kind of cryptic like this, Math 120, January 14th. I don't put any effort into these. I just download the video and post it on YouTube, and I'm done, right? And so, yeah, so here, Stat 240, January, what, 15th would be our video, right? And so, so you can always go back, watch it in double time. Talk really fast like this? No. Right, or, I don't know, you guys are probably fine, but I do have a lot of students who find it's really helpful just because it will add subtitles, right? And so if you're kind of like, what was she saying there? Right, then you can go back and just kind of see what the subtitles say. Sometimes, I mean, they're just automatically generated, right? So, but they're usually pretty good. So, yeah. So if you're like me and you watch TV with subtitles on, I don't know, my hearing must be bad or something, but I just cannot watch a show without the subtitles. I love them. But anyways, so here, that's how you find me. I'll post the link on Moodle, of course, but pretty easy to find. Right? So, yeah, kind of a lot of things that I do, right? But they're all just hopefully to help you, right? Help you learn. So, a little bit of a lag here. Oh my goodness. That's all right. Not sure what I was going to write anyways. So, oh yeah, any questions for me? No? Who are you? Where have you been?
But Todd is not attending the class anymore.
I do not know what is going on. Our boss emailed us and said, well, the ones that are covering, and said, well, we don't know when this is gonna, how long this is gonna go for. And so I wish I knew, but I know to show up here. I knew the room, so I quickly had to look up. Oh, 276, okay, got it. But besides that, we're just figuring it out. Yeah. And so, yeah.
You will need to buy the book, all your notes will be done for them.
Oh, this was a note for me, not for you. No, I don't think you have to buy the book. Yeah.
We have bought textbook last semester
And
We didn't really use it.
See,
a couple of assignments initially.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, see, I hate
just
that.
prefer my books.
I hate that. Especially because there are a lot of free textbooks out there
Let us know if there
that
are
we
any
should
those
be looking at, right? You guys are a really fun group that I'm really excited to be working with. Because, well, like I said, I'm a statistician, I guess, and I am. And so I feel like statisticians, they were like, oh, that's not very cool anymore. And then overnight, they're like, oh yeah, we're data scientists now. So there's a little bit of a bridge, right? Statistics, you can is a different field, of course. But I mean, it's all data, right? So data science, statistics. I used to have a business where I did reporting for just consulting, and so I did a lot of reporting, and of course I used R, and just kind of, everyone wants dashboards, right? What are my KPIs, blah, blah, blah. And so everyone wants a dashboard, and so there's a lot of cool things that are happening right now. So I'm really impressed with you guys for kind of just getting into it, right? It's just starting to pick up, and there's hype around it, and definitely a lot of jobs, right? And so, but yeah, so I think really, really fun to be working with that. Yeah, so you can use Shiny to make interactive dashboards, And if you guys want, I mean, unless Claude has like exceptional lab material prepared, I don't see why we can't try that out, right? And so I think that would be really cool, right? And so there's, you know, there's things that we can do because I don't know what we're supposed to be doing, right? So there's lots of cool things that we can work with, right? And so definitely Shiny for interactive dashboards. Shiny, yeah. You found it?
I'm searching.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that okay if we are using
Definitely.
technology?
Yeah. Use all the tech.
Not for social networking.
See if I care.
So far, we've only built a static graphs, and
Yeah.
they never went to
Mhm. And
plots.
I think I heard you guys were using ggplot.
Yes.
Yeah.
ggplot, yeah.
Big dials,
Yeah. I mean, ggplot, it's good, but man, what a beast, right? To try to figure it out. Yeah.
For a single plot, it took us like hours together to figure out the exact thing. You know?
It does make beautiful plots, though.
Yeah.
You can't deny that. And I mean, we love having that little tiny control, right? Oh, I can control this little bitty thing and this little bitty thing, right? And so, truth be told, I use the base R plots. If I'm gonna make a histogram, it's just gonna be hist of this, right? And then I'm done. And so, yeah, ggplot makes these beautiful plots, and especially for reporting, right? You wanna have those nice looking plots. But if you're just poking around and you're having a look, then I don't really see the problem with using base graphics, right? I think what you'll find though is once you've used ggplot enough, you'll probably like it. And I think well, at least what I do is once I have a graph that I like, I just keep that code chunk somewhere and I just steal it, right? I have no original documents anymore, right? Everything is just stolen either off the internet or just from myself or my coworkers or whoever I'm working with, and I'm like, oh, that was nice, steal that, right? Keep it for later, right? And so yeah, so it is just kind of fun, and anything you can do, it's all possible. And let me know if there are things that you want to look into, right? And I can suggest things like Shiny. I think that's a really cool application. And it is something that I've been meaning to kind of master. I've played around with it. I've made some little guys. But yeah, it'll be fun for me too. So, yeah, we can't be scared to learn, can we? Especially when it's all new like this, right? So, yeah, any questions? Any other questions? No, I don't have any questions. So I guess I'm a little bit stuck because I do want to read up on what you've talked about, what you haven't talked about, kind of get a sense of what you were going to talk about. And then, I don't know, has anyone else bought the textbook, and would they be mad if I looked into maybe a free textbook for us? Yeah. I mean, it'll cover the same stuff. Yeah, so I always feel bad when because I'm kind of like, yeah, because I don't want to be like, hey, free textbook for everyone, right? Because I mean, the reason we use textbooks is because all the information is there, right? And so I mean, they're good, but not $100 and whatever good usually, right? So yeah, so I can definitely look into hunting down a free textbook and looking at some free resources, because this is an open source field. I just feel like everything that we do here should be more or less open source, right? Because that's where all the innovation is happening, right? And so that's where we should be hanging out.
Tuition fee as well.
Say that again.
Tuition fee as well.
Tuition fee.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, no, someone still has to pay me. Yeah. Yeah. But hopefully you'll get your money's worth out of me. Blabbing. So how about this? But I always, like I said, I do feel bad when I kind of, because this is not the first time this has happened either, where I've had to step in and someone has said, oh, go buy this textbook. And then I'm kind of like, well, wait a second. So if you had bought the textbook, then that's great. But textbook, I will look into, I'll say maybe, because I might not be able to find anything that's nearly as good, into maybe finding a free textbook. Because I do think that's what we should be doing. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's a little free textbook get-together rally or something going on in the atrium today that I was going to check out. Maybe they can tell me. Assuming it's not just students. Is it the student union?
Yeah.
Yeah, they might not have options for me. It's tricky because of course we want to use free textbooks, but sometimes they're not very good. All right. Or maybe I'll just have to write you guys a textbook. And my workload just increased. Keyboard warrior. Have you guys used Knitter? R Markdown? Yeah, nice. Sorry, yeah, R Markdown, or yeah, where you're able to write text and then incorporate the graphics right away. Okay, cool, nice. That's what we like to hear. What else? What other cool things can we do? Or can I ask you if you've done? How about version control? Git. GitHub. Nice.
We haven't used it.
No, but you know it exists.
Yeah.
That's cool, right? Does it sound like a good idea? Yeah, probably, right? If you're writing code and you're able to go back and say, hey, what's changed between these two files, right? And then, yeah, so let's just agree that it's a good idea and something to look into. I've got this list a mile long of things to really tackle. Python, for example, have you guys programmed in Python? You want to?
Yes.
I know, me too. So, because I do feel like some areas require Python more than R, right? R can handle it, but sometimes it's just easier if we go to a different language. What are some other things? What's on your wish list? SQL, yeah, for sure, right? So some query language, right? Databases, relational databases. You'll see those all the time in job summaries, right? Oh, you have to know how to deal with relational databases. Right? How to do databases. How do we force them together? Cool. What else?
Matlab.
Not that.
MATLAB?
Yeah.
I haven't used MATLAB, but cool. Let's do it, or let's look into it, right? So here, I'm gonna make a list of things. So I'll start with the MATLAB. SQL, Python, not a language, but kind of a thing that we can do, right? Get, oh, Shiny. Oops. Yeah, so in our studio, and you can play around with it, right? In our studio, if you hit, you know how it gives you that minimal working example? If you open up a markdown file, you can open up a Shiny file and it'll do the same thing, right? It's a little bit more, it's a little bit bigger because there's a lot of things going on. But yeah, play around with it, see what happens. Oh, another thing that I've been, that I've kind of told myself that, oh, that's manageable, but Google Analytics, right? You guys worked in Google Analytics? A little bit? Cool. Yeah, that's something that's on my list that I'm like, oh, I gotta look into that and just see, make sure that it's as reasonable as I think it is.
It's only useful when you have a website.
Yeah.
And domain.
Yeah.
To fully utilize Google Analytics, we need to also know VBA. Fully
VBA.
utilize, because Google Analytics, if you don't have any knowledge of VBA, you're just confined to charts or dashboards,
Right.
which is very basic.
Mm-hmm,
We have to learn VBA if you have to manipulate or program something
Yeah.
for Google Analytics.
I'm gonna leave the VBA to Bevan.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can handle that one, right? Yeah, but VBA, I'll put it on the list, not my list, your list. Right? And yeah, Google Analytics. Does anyone have a website? Something? Anything going on? No, just curious. Yeah, where are you guys from? Well, oh, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. I've been doing it with all my other classes, so you guys have to do it too. Name tags. So here's mine. Beautiful. Folded in 3. Until I learn your names. I do feel like this group might be pretty manageable. So, but for at least a few classes, if you can put it out, so I can cheat and pretend to know your name for a little while. That's great. Besides knowing that there's 10 of you, I don't know anything else. And 2 missing, I guess. Oh, try this one. This one might be run out. But a little bit quicker. Let me know if it's run out. Yeah. Of course, yep. I'm not colorblind, so you're good to go. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, the other day, in my direction, and when I put it up
Sylvia?
Sorry.
Sakya?
Sorry.
Come on. Annabelle? Okay.
Yes.
I have a baby name.
Oh, that's okay. Do you want 2 sheets?
Or maybe I just put a shorter
Set.
shorter version of my name. Or you can put it like you should use the okay.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Whatever you want me to call you, how about?
Yeah, that's good.
For me, you can just call me Emily. Because that's my name. It is Emily spelled funny, at least around here. But I'm from Sweden, and so in Sweden, that's how everyone spells their name. And so my parents aren't like super cool or anything. They were just very normal in Sweden, and then we moved here, and here it's different. So that's why. All right. Yeah, where are you guys from?
India,
India? And what did you do before here?
and graduation in science.
Nice.
I'm from India and I did graduation in Bachelor of Science.
Very nice.
I'm from the Philippines. I used to work on a technology company. It's a semiconductor manufacturing. So if you have an iPhone, I could have some part on it. iPhone.
Your fingerprints are on it. No.
You have iPhone 11?
I don't know. It's the XS.
XS, yeah.
Max.
XS has facial recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh, very cool.
so that was when it was conceptualized. So we were the one manufacturing.
Very cool. That's awesome. Cool. Let's start it.
I'm from India as well. I worked as a research analyst. I have 2 degrees before that. I've done my MBA, done my mechanical.
You just love school, eh?
I love learning.
That's good. How about you, Luke?
I am from Mexico. I used to do real estate.
Fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. And I have a degree in business, and then I studied finances and marketing.
How about you, Annabelle?
I study, I think here is like kind of computer science, but in Argentina we say like information systems. And I work a few years as developer, and after I moved to the more analyst part, like always in IT, but
Nice. Awesome. How about you, Priya?
So I'm from India and I've done my mechanical engineering and management certificate from UK, and worked as a vendor in the vendor management section in India. in a company.
Nice. Awesome. How about you, Sai?
I'm from India as well. I used to work as an associate analyst for a market research firm for 2 years. Before that,
We used to work in the same company.
What?
yeah,
Did you guys know each other before?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
3
okay.
years.
Oh, so you guys are like BFFs.
Yes.
anything can happen.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, it's nice to meet you guys. Yeah, look forward to working with you. So even though today's a little bit weird, we'll get to work. I guess we have lab this week.
Yeah, but
Are you guys working on anything?
Oh, we're going to do the transformation. Right?
yeah, we were going to do it today, because he was not.
She was not.
He was not going to come
Right.
on Friday. So
Oh, okay, okay. Okay. I
you
will.
can just shoot the laptop.
Is it on Moodle?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
'Cause
Yeah,
once-
there are
yeah,
a couple.
okay.
First, we did to work with this to
Yeah.
just do the regression. Body.
It's
And then we're going
Hey, these look like my labs. Oh, yeah,
There are
I worked with those labs. Okay, that's great. Phew. Okay. I have seen So the linear regression. Cute.
That was it, right? Just to.
Yeah.
He only went through, we didn't.
Okay. And I'm assuming, do you guys have R in our studio installed and ready to
Yes.
go on your laptop? Cool. Okay. And are you working on your laptops or do you need the school computers?
We are working.
R is not stopping.
R is not installed.
Yeah.
But we have
It's fun
I
that they
think,
give us
yeah,
a lab without R, like. we were
Yeah.
supposed to.
I think that one, because you guys are in E401, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is a little bit tricky because you have to go, there's a special way, it is installed, but it's a special way. And then once you're in, it's really slow.
Yeah,
So, so let's just use our own laptops if you're comfortable doing that. You can use the school computers, but it's just easier to work on our own laptops, right? And so what I'll do, because I know Yvonne sent us an email last night saying, I'm working on it, getting you guys Moodle access at least. And so everything that's on Moodle, I will have access to hopefully later today, or maybe even now, I don't know, right? Maybe they're working on it. But is there anything that you have that's not on Moodle that you think I would need before Friday? I know this is such a weird situation I'm asking you guys, but what I need to do,
Only the class.
just the class notes? Would anyone mind lending me their class notes so I can photocopy them?
I will.
It has some Spanish like notes, but to get those.
That's all right. I can.
Yeah, that's something that he was telling in class.
That's all right. I'll figure it out.
The thing is, maybe can I scan it and send it to you because I have all my classes in
Oh,
this note.
yeah. But that's a lot of work for you.
I haven't scanned at home.
After class, I can just take pictures of your notes too. I think that might be easier.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Then you don't have to worry about it. Because I'm assuming it's not that many notes.
No,
Oh,
maybe it's like 3 or 4.
Just
Yeah.
the-
Oh, nice. All right. We're gonna get this course tackled, you guys. We're gonna do it together. All right. I know it's early, but you know I don't have anything for you. And so,
To add for that list, there is a software called SAS.
SAS, yeah, sure.
Where I have done a certification in that.
Nice.
I have
Awesome.
the base SAS certificate. So it's not that easy.
No,
It's not that
Yeah.
easy as R.
yeah,
As far as I've seen it.
yeah,
Because you have SQL in SAS as well. You can use SAS SQL. You call
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
So you use all the definition and stuff,
yeah.
automation part and stuff in SAS from SQL. So it's like 80% of this SQL is covered in SAS.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know SAS, but when I started my undergrad, that's when R was just starting.
Yes.
And so I know like the older faculty, they were definitely using SAS, and even my supervisor, he was using SAS, but he was moving to R, and so he only taught us R. So I haven't used SAS, but I know it used to be the heavy
It
hitter.
used to be the big one, like
Yeah.
70% of the market share.
Definitely.
But
Yeah.
I don't think now it is the same thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
Python and R have taken
Totally.
over.
Yeah. And even one of the reasons that some firms might be sticking with SAS is because it is paid and they just don't feel comfortable with open source stuff. Even though I personally feel like that's kind of silly, but I mean, they're big firms and I'm not, so maybe that has something to do with it. But I know SAS
The programming
used to
part
be
is
the heavy hitter.
very- Trust me, you have all those semicolons after every line. Like
Yeah.
quit, semicolon, then the program will run. Or
No,
else.
thank you. Yeah, no, thank you.
But that's a very good software. It's very fluid. It's really good.
Nice. Thanks for adding that. Cool. All right. I'm sorry about today, and I'll see you guys on Friday. And I'll meet you guys in E401, but with your own laptops. So I'll make a note here. But yeah, see you then.
See you.
Thanks for showing up.
Thank you for nice. Oh yeah, and I'll just steal. Is that course outline posted on
Yeah.
on Moodle?